So our reckoning of time exists only because we have things that repeat in some intervals. So ultimately, the things that repeat are vibrations of a transition, of hyperfine transition.
We're making progress in this country and worldwide?
No. I will never say that progress is being made. If you stick a knife in my back 9 inches and pull it out 6 inches, there's no progress. You pull it all the way out, that's not progress. The progress is healing the wound that's a blow made. And they haven't even begun to pull the knife out, much less try and heal the wound. They won't even admit the knife is there.
Why must we always concentrate on color or on religion or this? There are other ways of connecting men.
I'll tell you this. When I left this country in 1948, I left this country for one reason only. One reason. I didn't care where I went. I might have gone to Hong Kong. I might have gone to Timbuktu. I ended up in Paris, on the streets of Paris, with $40 in my pocket on the theory that nothing worse could happen to me there than it already happened to me here. You talk about making it as a writer by yourself. You have to be able then to turn up all the antenna with which you live, because once you turn your back on this society, you may die. You may die. And it's very hard to sit at a typewriter and concentrate on that if you're afraid of the world around you. The years I lived in Paris did one thing for me. They released me from that particular social terror, which was not the paranoia of my own mind, but a real social danger visible in the face of every cop, every boss, everybody.
When what comes, or when what we know will come, comes, that we have the strength to say, yeah, it came.
That's right, it came.
It came. And I'm going to stay in my apartment on 94th, and you'll be in Nice. But we'll say, yeah.
And we'll also be able to ride out the storm. But what is more important is not so much the riding out of the storm for you, Nicky, and me, Jimmy. But in my mind's eye, there's always that kid. He's going to be here when you're gone.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully.
And when I am long gone. And from my point of view, it is about the children. It is about the children. We have to give the children something, which in a way was after all given to us, though we had to learn how to translate it. Because your kid will be moving in a very different world than the one in which I grew up, which you won't know anything about at all, or the world in which you grew up, which will be remote for him. And yet he comes out of it, and he's got to carry it much further than you or I will be able to carry it.
He's got to have respect for it, but not be trapped by it.
Precisely. You have to both give it to him and liberate him from it.
It's like a jungle sometimes. I wish, I wonder how I keep from going under. The whole root of what that song was basically saying, look, these are the problems here. And here we are 10 years or plus later. How did we get from Grandmaster Flash, the message, to where we are now in hip-hop?
Again, you have to be logical. If I know that in this hotel room they have food every day, and I'm knocking on the door every day to eat, and they open the door, let me see the party, let me see like them throwing salami all over just like throwing food around, or they're telling me there's no food in here. You know what I'm saying? Every day, I'm standing outside trying to sing my way in. You know what I'm saying? We are hungry, please let us in. We are hungry, please let us in. After about a week, that song is going to change to, we hungry, we need some food. After 2-3 weeks, it's like, give me all the food, breaking out the door. And after a year, you just like, you know what I'm saying? I'm picking the lock, coming through the door, blasting, you know what I'm saying? It's like you hungry, you reached your level, you don't want any more. We asked 10 years ago. We was asking with the Panthers. We was asking with them, with civil rights movement. We was asking, now those people that were asking, they're all dead and in jail. So now what do you think we're going to do? And we shouldn't be angry. And my raps that I'm rapping to my community shouldn't be filled with rage. You know what I'm saying? They shouldn't be filled with the same atrocities that they gave to me. In the media, they don't talk about it. So in my raps, I have to talk about it. I want when they see me, they know that every day when I'm breathing, it's for us to go farther. Every time I speak, I want the truth to come out. You know what I'm saying? Every time I speak, I want to shiver. I don't want them to be like, they know what I'm going to say because it's polite. They know what I'm going to say. And even if I get in trouble, you know what I'm saying? Ain't that what we're supposed to do? I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world. And that's our job, is to spark somebody else watching us. We might not be the ones, but let's not be selfish. And because we're not going to change the world, let's not talk about how we should change it.
The music industry is just a microcosm of the world. So whenever you stand for something and you stand for goodness and truth, you will always get resistance. That's period.
The title, I know the author. I know it's Queen of Four Books.
There you go. Sacred Woman.
Yeah. I'm in tone,
dark
man.
matter, like anything else in the universe that contains energy, Einstein's special theory of relativity says that time slows down in the presence of high sources of gravity. And so if you have a region where there's a lot of dark matter, if you can find a place near that dark matter that is high gravity, from that dark matter, your time will tick more slowly. Your metabolism will metabolize less quick. And so these are vibrations. They repeat. The earliest time reckoning were empowered by astronomers. We kept track of my cultural ancestors kept track of the rotation of the Earth. So there was a day, there were sort of what a week would be, which were the quarter phases of the moon. You have the month named after the moon. You have the time, the repeating cycle of the seasons. We call that a year. Everything. So the reckoning of time always involves something that repeats. So whether or not we're here to observe it, whether or not you feel like a long time has passed versus a short time psychologically, you can reckon time independent of your psychological state. Time is an observable quantity. Now, time can vary according to relativity. But that has nothing to do with your psychology. It's got nothing to do with your physiology. It has to do with the physics of the universe, where I can send you on a trip and your time would tick more slowly than it would for me. And it's not just the mechanics of your watch. It's every biomechanical feature of your body. Einstein is famously quoted as time is invented to make motion look simple. But other than that, I mean, it's a term in an equation that allows you to localize something on a world line. And a world line is where you are in space and where you are in time. To think about it more deeply than just a coordinate, I think is unnecessary. You have never been at a place except for at a time, and you've never existed in a time except at a place. The two go together. The dark matter actually is matter. But a matter that exists only in very high energies and high regimes of energy. And it's a whole other set of particles that are perfectly fine existing, but don't interact with our particles. I got so much to give to my people, you know what I'm saying? We got so much. We got a lot of talent. I'm drawing upon them, using them as power. I'm using the spirit of Huey Newton, the spirit of Malcolm X. I'm using all that, Fred Hampton, all that, to get to where we're going. I think we could do it, because I feel it. I feel it in my heart, and I know, because God gave me juice.